Who's...
Anatusaidia, unajua.
Lakini ujue uzuri mahali penye trailer imepita hapa, unless ushike tumbo upande moja.
Why do you think you were led to go on the South Sudan short-term mission trip?
I think I was led to go into South Sudan because when we went there last year, it was very tough to see. And also, there's not many missionaries that are going into South Sudan. They are a country that has absolutely been destroyed by civil war. And just in my prayer time, I felt the tug of the Holy Spirit to go, and so we went.
I think I was led to go because I wanted to see what it was like being part of the global church and seeing what God is doing in missions in both Kenya and South Sudan, and seeing how He's already using the believers that live there, and even though they face a lot of challenges in ministry compared to what we face in America, how they still persevere and they still strive to serve God even in spite of personal sacrifices.
What were some main highlights of South Sudan?
Of South Sudan. Okay, South Sudan was rough, but it was, honestly, I think it might have been the best part of the trip for me. The situation there is very desperate for the people there on pretty much every level, economically, the family level. There's just a lot of desperation there, a lot of poverty.
Highlights from South Sudan. First was being able to be with the team and to go and share the gospel with people. I think that having a visitor in a place like that is such a gift to them, regardless of nationality or race or color. And being able to take the resources that we had been given in the States and take them and give them out to those who were in much more desperate situations was a really refining experience, especially the prison.
When we went to the prison, it was really rough.
They had young boys and old men packed into a tiny house. They had 236 prisoners in one little building where they had no water and no way to clean themselves. And
the situation is not very good.
So really just to allow God to provide a miracle to them through the resources that we had been given was really fun and special. And all the chance for the team to see what God is doing there and interact with the church in South Sudan.
But I was very encouraged by the church presence there. So we were told that the church does what they can, the local church does what they can to help feed the prisoners, to help disciple them, to bring the gospel to them. So it was encouraging to me that despite the fact that they don't have hardly anything, they're still willing to give what they have in order to share Christ. I was also very encouraged by the village and the hearts of gratitude and worship they have there, because they have like nothing and they face a lot of food shortages and other problems and lack of education, but they still give thanks to God every day just for the gift of life, just for waking up to a new day, and they're full of gratitude for that. I think that the biggest part of South Sudan that stuck with me is the need for the gospel to take root in people's hearts, because the nation as a whole claims Christianity, but there's a lack of discipleship. There's a lack of commitment to Christ in every area of life. They claim Christianity and yet they fight amongst themselves. So there's a need for people not to just have the label of following Christ, but to actually surrender to Christ in every area of their life. So there's a lot of needs there, but God is moving, and we were encouraged to see that the Lord is still moving in areas that few missionaries go to. South Sudan experience was rough on multiple levels. It was difficult seeing the poverty and the situation there, but it was also difficult for a lot of our team because we had vehicle breakdowns. The climate there is very hot and miserable, and we had a lot of sick team members as well. The trek to South Sudan was not an easy one with a lot of stops along the way, but we made it through. So I think I was challenged by the rest of the team because they felt God's calling to go to South Sudan, even though most people probably would have said it wasn't a wise idea to go because they were sick or we had other challenges. Most people would have took that as a sign to stay behind, but they still chose to go and they still chose to serve and to preach the word. So that was a challenge to me that I need to be willing to surrender to Christ and surrender to spreading the gospel, even if it comes at a personal risk.
Yeah, there's a few people that I would specifically like to thank. Obviously, everybody that gave us work to be able to go was just a huge blessing. It only took one Facebook post for so much work to come in for us to be able to do, and we're very grateful for that. I would thank Corbin and Lindsay Hoffner for sponsoring the trip there. I highly, highly doubt they realize what a blessing it was, not even necessarily to the American team, but the Kenyan team, who has been wanting to go to South Sudan for some time, to finally be able to go was really, really impactful for them, and we are so grateful. Tanya at the mall was very helpful, and then John and Gina Watson for all the donations that they gave, helping us fundraise, helping us get to where we needed to go, and taking care of us was a huge blessing. And then many people in the community who donated, who bought meal boxes, and who sent us out with their prayers, with their support, was really, really, really rewarding to see. And on behalf of GCBI and the team and everyone who went, we're very, very grateful for that. So
we probably wouldn't have made it to South Sudan without Pastor David, or Papa Vid, as EJ calls him. The car ride there with EJ and Ashlyn and Pastor David was, honestly, that might have been the best part of the whole trip. He's very funny, but he has so much wisdom to share, and just his commitment to the mission, he takes it very, very seriously, and he expects the mission and the work that we're setting out to do to be done to the best of our ability. And I think that challenged me a lot in ministry. I feel like a lot of times I hold back or I don't give it my all. And Pastor David and the rest of the Rotary team just really encouraged me to be completely sold out to Christ.
By the name John, I received the support for our partners from the US. We have many items for the orphanage and the sugar for the teachers and more clothes we received. So what I want to say, I say thank you for the work you are doing. Yesterday we went to the villages, we distribute the food, they feel good. We went to the prison. Today is the last day for our donors to go back to Kenya. So I don't want to say much. What I want to say, we will be continue to pray for them. May the Lord dedicate the vehicle, the tires, and the road. We left one of the vehicle in Kapota because that vehicle have the mechanical problem. We'll be continue to pray for Paul and our brothers so that they can reach the plane by tomorrow. So I am so very happy. Behind me, this is one of the orphanage, and it is standing here because of American. The money we construct this building, we get from American people. So I'm proud for you. May the God bless you. And thank you so much. Thank
Amen.
you. Thank you.
Anything else?
Not really. I hope we come back again. It was awesome. We need to go to Africa. Yeah.